And you're looking live at the Rose City Skycam on this Monday morning. It's going to be a cold start, but Portland, get ready for a beautiful day out. It will be in the 70s today.
Man, I got to tell you, my voice has never sounded so good.
So deep.
Because that was not my voice. You may recognize the voice of NBC Nightly News anchor Lester Holt in the studio with us.
Hey guys, nice to see you.
I'm startled. It's so cool.
Don't be startled.
Right
It's just me.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's just Lester Holt.
Lester is starting this whole nationwide tour, and we are honored that Portland is your first stop.
Yes.
I asked him, I said, are you awake? He said, not really. But
No,
other than
yeah.
the early hours, how's your trip been so far?
It's been great so far. We got into Portland. I was on the West Coast most of the week and came down from Seattle yesterday, but we got a lot of shooting done for some of the stories we'll be airing tonight when we do the broadcast live from Portland.
Yeah, we can't wait. You're covering an array of topics here.
Yeah, I mean, some serious things like how Portland is dealing with the opioid epidemic, some unique things going on here that I think other cities around the country will be interested in seeing. We shot a great story yesterday about some kids from Lincoln High School who are feeding homeless kids, and it's fun because they started out with this whole idea we're going to serve, and then they started talking to the kids they were serving and realizing how much they have in common, and so it is a great life lesson. So I pitched in, helped them cook a little bit yesterday, and got out and just talked to some folks on the streets.
So
Lincoln
you're
High
going to
School.
stick with us, all morning long. We have some surprises for you and for you, so
Yes.
you'll want to stay tuned.
So we'll talk more about that in a bit. First, though, we have to go to Rod Hill for a check on our Monday morning forecast.
You're crushing me. Let Lester toss to me, please.
Well, I was told we have to go to you first.
You don't get a break here,
Have
Rod.
Lester say, here's Rod.
People still want to know the weather.
Rod wants you to toss to him, Lester. not us.
I'm sorry, Rod.
Should I give them the real anchor voice?
Yes, please do.
And now Rod with the weather.
Thank you, Mr. Holt. What we're dealing with here this morning.
Lester Holt is in town for the Across America tour, and he is traveling to 5 U.S. cities. Lester is in studio with us this morning. So happy to have you.
It is great to be here. I came through here, boy, about maybe 5 or 6 years ago and visited, but it's fun to be back.
So he came down from Seattle, but why the Rose City? Why did Nightly News want to start here?
Well, the idea of this cross-country trip, obviously, regionally, we wanted to start in the West, but Portland is such a unique city and has some great things going on. Seattle was a city we had considered, but I think people know Seattle very well, but not as much Portland. And I'd been here many times, and when we were talking about it and it came up, I said, yeah, Portland, what a great place to start.
We are so happy to have you here. So you're doing some stories while you're here. You're not just doing this for fun.
Yeah,
and one of them you're covering is high school kids who cook for the homeless. What was it like, that whole experience, meeting them?
It was really, they're such energetic kids, they're smart, and it's fun to watch what they have learned from the process. And I mentioned a moment ago, the idea was, okay, we're going to go prepare these meals and we're going to give them to these homeless young people, and then we'll walk away. And then they said one day they decided to hang out with them and eat with them, and they started talking and realized the connection that that circumstances, they could have been in a very similar situation. So it's been a great life lesson for them.
I bet.
When we got the heads up last week, Lester, that you were coming, one of the things we heard you wanted to do was take a bike ride here in our city, which makes sense because this is a huge bike city. But talk about the fact that this is also a story that you're covering, this whole biking issue in Portland.
Yeah, when we were doing our research on Portland, I saw a figure, I think it was 7% of people commute by bicycle here, which is huge compared to the national average. I occasionally ride a bike to work.
Do you?
We're entering the season. I don't do it during the winter time, but we're entering the season. I have one of those little, it's called a Brompton bike. It's a fold-up bike.
Okay,
Really?
yeah.
I look like a clown act on it. Yeah, but it's great because I can
100% foot-powered, or is there anything?
it's a regular thing, but it's a little, it
collapses?
It collapses, yeah. So I ride the bike to work, I collapse it, and I carry it up to my office. But yeah, I know it's a little. Somewhere there's a picture of it, but yeah, driving through New York City on a bicycle sometimes can be exciting.
Oh, I bet it can.
Yeah.
So how long are you going to be in town?
We're just today. I mean, we'll do. We do the broadcast originally at 6:30 Eastern time, so we'll do it at 3:30 in the afternoon here.
Oh, yeah.
But then we'll do it again for your time zone. We'll do it live at
so
5:30.
exciting.
I noticed with Nightly News, you usually do it nightly. So tomorrow night, you got to be somewhere else tomorrow night.
Yeah, we're off
On
to
the
Denver.
road.
We're off to Denver late tonight.
Okay.
To continue this road tour. But the idea was to look at issues that cities across the country may be dealing with, but look at them through the lens of a particular city. And so opioids obviously is a huge issue around the country, but what's happening here is a unique approach that's showing some effectiveness. So we thought, let's show that story from here. And each town, each city we go to, we'll find another story like like that resonates around the country.
Absolutely. Would you like to help us get to weather this morning?
I've got nothing else to do, sure.
Let's put him to work.
It's Rod, and he's in the Weather Center.
All right, Rod Hill. That was it.
That was it?
Short and sweet.
Lester, I've been looking forward to this for weeks. Come on.
I'm sorry, man. They didn't script it. I was like, oh my goodness.
Was Lester Holt a part of this morning's coverage?
I usually see him more on the news than you.
If he had a mic, if he had the mic, he would have dropped it right there.
Yep. We all remember
Poor
this
Drew.
video from last year. Hopefully you do as well. That was young Jaden. I met him at PDX during winter storm coverage, and by the end of the day, this interview had gone everywhere, including in front of the eyes of Lester Holt himself. So we have Lester in studio.
And I was cracking up at the same time I was feeling sorry for you. I was like, oh, wow, that's low.
I saw you do a couple of interviews. You were doing the interview circuit that week for whatever reason, but that kept coming up in conversation.
It did.
And you
Oh,
did
my
give me a
goodness.
couple moments of credit for handling it as well as possible.
No, we
Thank
did. You handled it great. And then there was a connection. Somebody I work with at Nightly News knew Jaden's family,
Right.
and next thing you know it, he's in New York in the newsroom.
So you were able to meet him, but let's take a step back. When you first see this clip and you hear this young boy kind of referencing you, expressing the fact that he likes watching you, how did it make you feel to know you had this young fan so far away?
I love it. I love it because I was a kid who loved news, as a small child. So anytime I hear a child say they watch the news, especially the national news, I'm always like, yeah, that's great. But it was just such a cute moment.
So then to follow that up, it got better for Jaden. He got to actually go to New York City, spend some time with you. He played violin for you, I understand.
Yeah, it was cute. He came into the Nightly News studio. I showed him all around the building, and he wanted to play his violin. He brought his violin for me.
Are you a musician? Is that why?
I am, yeah. I'm a bass player.
Okay.
Yeah, so I talked a little bit about my music, and he shared his music.
Okay, so can we give you an update on Jaden? Because we want to show you a recent photo that his grandmother sent in to us
gotten
here
a
at
little taller.
KGW.
Grown up.
He has, but look, he's still playing the violin. So a talented young man. Who knows? Maybe he'll end up in New York City.
I think that's real. Plenty of chances for him to play violin in New York City, but what a talented, what a bright, cute kid.
Let's listen. Bravo, Jaden.
Bravo.
How great
Love
is
that. Yeah, we appreciate the update.
That was very cool. Yeah, his grandmother was very proud. She said, Drew, he's grown up. He's grown a few inches, like 4 inches since last year, and he's playing the violin so well. So.
And he's watching you exclusively now.
Yes. We don't let them watch at 6:30 p.m., but hopefully he's watching at 6:30 a.m. So here we are, Lester. This is a ridiculous time of the day for anyone to be dressed up like this and already at the workplace.
No, not at all. Not at all.
How about some breakfast, though? Would you
I
like
would
some
love.
breakfast?
I'm dying over here.
That's why everybody's
I love.
focused
I
on
love
the
you
food.
guys. When we get to the eating part.
All right, let's go over this
I did
way.
Weekend Today show for 12 years, and the thing I miss about it was eating. On morning television, we don't eat on nightly
We're here
news.
for you.
We have a specialist in the art of preparing food with us this morning. This is Chef Lisa Schroeder, Lester, one of our favorite chefs in the city. And I said, Lisa, can you put together something for Lester on Monday morning when he's here? And Lisa, you decided to feed him.
Biscuits and gravy.
That looks so hearty.
Gravy.
Look at who's coming in here.
Spell it.
Come on in.
Rod, Lester gets it
Rod,
first.
step on in.
So, Lester, do you have many opportunities on the nightly news to actually eat while on television?
No, we don't. Usually I'm eating running in the studio because I haven't had lunch, and I'm pounding something down.
Okay,
This
stop
looks
talking
wonderful.
and start
Take
eating.
a
You will
bite.
love that.
See, the restaurant is closed
This is
today.
kind of
and
a
we wanted you
Southern
to come
thing,
down.
right?
Well, it is, but we do home cooking from mothers around the world. So we feature the cuisine of a different mother, and we tell her story, and we have our dishes.
Oh, that's
So
excellent.
What is he tasting, Lisa?
This is, he tastes sausage and thyme and garlic and
The
cream
thyme, I really taste
and
the thyme
buttermilk
again,
and
yeah.
the biscuits.
So
your time.
Lester, Lisa has a guarantee. Tell him the guarantee, and then
Well, I
let's
say
see.
that if you don't think it's the best you've ever eaten, I'll buy it. But I'm buying it for you
Oh,
anyway.
right.
So either way, you
It
get
is
it.
terrific and nice, just a little bit of kick in there.
Yeah,
What
just
is
a
that
little
going
cayenne,
on?
just a little bit.
Cayenne,
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I guess it's hard to eat while you're also talking and doing the news, so I bet you don't eat
I've
that
got to
much.
go back to I've got to go back to morning TV.
Yes,
so
you
well. You know?
Look
Always
at who's
welcome.
bummed out that he can't have a plate right
come
now.
on in.
We always look for excuses to bring Lisa in studio. So they're like, hey, Lester Holt's coming in next Monday. Well, we should call Lisa.
Absolutely. This is terrific.
Looks like there's some extra biscuits and gravy.
Yes,
I don't know.
Lisa.
Yes, I did
Extra.
bring enough for the entire
All right.
studio.
I know.
So Ron,
that
hurry up
means-
with that weather then.
Yeah, you'll have to do that while we eat.
If I may say this, he eats like the rest of us. It's just crazy watching this.
And putting on my pant legs today, both one at a time.
All right, let's get you caught up to date on.
Perfect forecast. Okay, so we have NBC's Lester Holt in studio. You had some breakfast.
I did.
Courtesy of Lisa Schroeder with Mother's, but we can't let you go without having dessert. So Voodoo Donuts, an iconic
keeps coming.
place in Portland, Lester. Look what they made for you. It's the peacock colors.
I saw that. We were almost missing a feather during the commercial, during the commercial
Did
break.
you eat one?
I was going for it. I was warned off.
Well,
You're
here,
gonna
come
gain
over and
5 pounds.
On the
Just
first day
one
of my
day.
trip.
Exactly.
So if you want to see a bigger version of Lester Holt, tune in tonight to Nightly News. So yes, here it is. Lester is going across America. His Across America tour starts where else? Right here in Portland. You can catch that tonight after our 5 o'clock news.
And you're going to be doing a lot of stories here, but is there one thing that you're going to sneak off and do, kind of off the grid?
Sneak off and do. If time allows, I would love any recommendations.
Ooh.
I have one.
Yeah?
There's this restaurant in downtown Portland. It's called Mother's Bistro. It's its second installment.
Yeah, really, yeah.
They're closed on Mondays,
Closed
but they
on
make
Monday.
mean biscuits and gravy.
There you go.
But I could make a call. They'd open up for me.
Absolutely.
You know a guy who knows a guy.
And I know that on Facebook, the KGW Facebook page, they had asked for suggestions. Lots of viewers weighed in, so maybe check that out because people had some really great suggestions on places to go.
Terrific.
And it's going to be sunny, so you
Yeah.
can't go wrong if you just walk the waterfront. It's all beautiful.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous place to be. I'm so happy to be here. It's a little bit of a boondoggle on my part starting here.
Oh, no, never. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Well, come have a donut, Lester. Don't be shy.
I'm going to do that.
Come over.
I think one of these
choice.
feathers
You can have all the feathers.
has to go. I think I
The
want-
Today Show is coming up next.